Hi folks, welcome to tonight's webinar. It's been billed for an hour. I appreciate you allocating that. Great of you, but we're going to be a lot shorter than that because I can spend about an hour on each of these topics and they deserve it. So this is to give you a bit of an overview of your wealth trip in life, and then we'll specifically go through the tips that you're going to need to get started on all that. So here are the 7 reasons. We'll go to the 7 steps. Obviously down the bottom we've got learning, and that's what we're going to look at tonight. A bit of an overview of what are the basic steps you need to know. Second step, of course, is your borrowing capacity, and we are property financial experts. So we have a duty of care to make sure the advice we give you in every instance exactly fits you. So it's like having shoes made to fit you. That's our responsibility, and we'll do that for you, so you're not financially stressed. Next, you need a long-term plan, and we have that with our software programs, which are called FIDO, Financial Independent State Organiser. You need cash flows in each property so that you not get these surprises. And 90% of people who buy property, I apologise for my voice, I've been talking too long, they end up in financial stress and can only ever buy 1 or 2 properties. And guess what? They end up on a part pension, and that's not good. We have a way around that. The next one, of course, is you must keep on accumulating, because 2 properties won't cut it. And you need at least 8 properties. Why 8 properties? 4 properties rent will go to paying all the outgoings on the other entire 8. That leaves you with rent from 4 properties. So if you think of the average rent being $500, say, that gives you $2,000 a week, which is a fairly reasonable income today. Anything less than that, and you're getting less than the average wage. We certainly don't want that. The next thing is to have an aim to be a millionaire. The next thing is to have an aim to retire wealthy, and we can help you with that. So here we go. You must have an aim in life. It's a truism that those people who are successful in life have written down aims. The others wander through life aimlessly. So this is a bucket list we give everyone to have a look at. They fill this out in confidence. So around the edge of this bucket list, what we've gained from people who have given me their ideas of what's going to motivate them to get started and get into becoming wealthy. So you need to have your own bucket list. We can help you with that. Now, if you're setting out on a holiday, you need to know where you're going to go, and you need to know, first of all, of course, where you're going to go. You decide on that city you want to get to. You need to know, have you got enough fuel to get you there? And if you don't, how can you get more fuel? Where can you get more fuel? You're going to need to stop for food, are you? Where are you going to stop? And of course, then, have you got the money for the food? Are you going to need accommodation? Where are you going to get accommodation on the route? So you're going to plan this, and you do it. And you're used to doing it. But people wander through life and don't have a plan. This form helps them get organised. It helps them work out how much money they want in retirement. Then it makes them realistic. It shows you with inflation, will that plan, that money they're thinking they need, will it be sufficient when they retire? Or when they retire, will that money just buy them a cup of coffee? So this puts inflation into those figures. So I won't go through them tonight, but we'll do this with you. Our property financial experts will do this with you. We also get you now to work out how long you're going to live, how long you've got before retirement. That's your accumulation period. Then after you retire, hang on, am I now on? Right. Sorry, guys. Diversifying. This is the single biggest problem that investors have. And it was me when I started investing, because we don't know where the markets around the country are. We don't have any education on those markets. And if you don't know about a market, you shouldn't be in the market. And that's the beauty of the club. As I started helping my schoolmates, which is the reason we started the club, I had to see where the property clocks were around the country to move them from where they were to where they should be. And then we had to set up infrastructure in these new locations so that they would be rented, they could be repaired, the maintenance issues were there, and you had to be searched beforehand so that they knew that what they were buying was the best, the pick of the crop. The good thing from my point of view is then, of course, I could start diversifying. And so we ended up with properties all around the country. And this is what people need. They need education, they need confidence in the markets. And I don't know who else can do this but the club. I guess that's why we've been around longer than anyone. We have the longest running wealth magazine. We're hitting our 26th year now. We've been giving property financial advice now for 26 years. And no one else has survived that long in this industry. So we've got to be doing something right. So also, you need to persist. So many people give up just before they reach success. We all know Mount Everest. We all know about Sir Edmund Hillary. But he failed twice to climb the mountain. He was given an expedition to go back the third time. And a reporter said, Edmund, you've been here twice before and been beaten. Why are you going back a third time? Why are you persisting? He said, the mountain is not getting any taller, but I'm getting wiser. Now, it's a known fact now that he climbed the mountain to huge success and worldwide recognition and be there for history. So investors have got to persist. You will reach near that mountain and you'll fall down. Persist. You'll reach near that mountain again, you'll fall down. Persist, persist, persist. And that's what separates the wealthy, the successful in life, doesn't have to be just money, and from others, they persist. What else have we got now? Number 3, you need a positive attitude. What better example than the one I just gave, which is Sir Edmund Hillary. He was Edmund Hillary, he persisted, he was Edmund Hillary, he won and became Sir Edmund Hillary. Persist is the difference between success and failure. I'm sure you know a lot of success stories out there, successful people, but what you don't hear about is the failures they had leading up to that success. So you've got to have a positive attitude. The next thing you need in number 4 is you must accumulate. Most people sit down after 2 and think they've got enough, but they haven't. You've got to look at it this way. If you have 8, which is the minimum, when I wrote my first book, it was 7. My next book explains why, and my resolutions, hopefully give my New Year's resolutions, but the next upcoming resolutions talks about the amount of taxes on property now. And it means that once you had 7, you could retire successfully. Now you need 8 just to feed the tax monster. So the income from 4 will dissipate paying all the expenses of the 8. That leaves you income of the 4 to live quite wealthy on. So if the average rent is $500, that leaves you $2,000. Now that gives you the income of the average wage, and you can sail on quite successfully on that. And with properties going up all the time with inflation, more than inflation, it means you won't run out of money. That's great. So we're looking now to aim for 8. Number 5 is contribute dollars. So many people, we set them up so that they're not paying any money. They bought their first property, and the tenant and the taxman, the extra tax dollars they saved, pay all the bills. That's great. Now they want to continue to accumulate properties doing the same thing, and it's impossible. So as you're putting 10% of your money now wasted into super, You've got to start saying, now I'm going to accumulate more properties, and it's going to have to be contributed dollars to that. Now, rising rents will eventually mean you won't be contributing money, which means then you can move on to another property and another property and so on. So success doesn't come easy in anything. Success means some sacrifices, and a big mistake that people make is that once they start with the club, they get in for nothing, they're accumulating these properties for nothing, but they won't start putting their own money in. Where should you put money into? Bad debt. What's bad debt? Bad debt's your overdraft if you've got one and it's not tax deductible. It's your credit card if you've got one, it's not tax deductible. Your home, it's not tax deductible. So any extra cash you've got, push in towards that, get it down as much as you can, as quick as you can. And we can help you there with our Mortgage Muncher program. So next one is time. Now I'm moving through this fairly quickly, but in the club, we're constantly going through these in detail at our workshops and our webinars. And we have the Property Millionaires Club, and people are constantly coming back from the Property Millionaires Club so they can refresh, get inspired again, get themselves focused. They might have veered off track of it, and they can talk to like-minded people. Where nowhere else in the world can you talk to another property investor. But here in this country, we get them nearly all the time. Bear with me here, I'm working with a screen that constantly changes on me. We've gone through time. It needs time to get the wealth together. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't come to me at 55 and want to retire wealthy at 60. It's not time in the market, there's time in the market. And there are flat spots, we know that. Pick Sydney for an example, which is a great example. We know it's booming now, and I recommend Sydney. But between 2004 and 2012, you couldn't give Sydney away. People said, why would you buy in Sydney? Because it's gone nowhere, it's in the doldrums. The papers weren't getting excited about it. But by 2011 and 10, I was getting excited about it because I could see there was a growing shortage of bananas and rising demand for bananas, which is still the case now today. I knew it had to change. But amazingly, the greatest number of sales in Sydney happened 2 years before the boom started. They bailed out. They just ran out of puff, ran out of enthusiasm. They got negative media, and they dumped 2 years before they should have kept on. So again, it's time in the market, and you must persist. The final one is education. We have club events, as I mentioned before. Go to them. We have an annual conference, and at the annual conference, everyone inside the club strives to improve our policies and procedures to help you. And at that national conference, we give you the very latest information on these programs. We give you the very latest information on the constantly changing legalities as affecting rentals and purchase of properties. We give the latest on the economic scene and the changes that the governments are making to the laws around holding property. And then, of course, the big one, we give the latest on financial problems and, more importantly, how to solve them. So again, if you're suffering financial squeeze from principal interest, that's one of them. It's been raising its ugly head now for the last 3 or 4 years. Contact us again and we can help you. So education, education, education is the important thing. So if you want help from us, remember inquiries@propertyclub.com.au. Tell us what you want, how we can help you, and we'll put someone with you, quick, smart, someone who is a property financial planner who can work at what you need and show you how to get there. So we're almost at the end now. We're going to run a poll. And sorry to be the sole presenter tonight. This is just the first one. Tomorrow we'll be going through the changes in the finance area and how to beat them. And we'll be showing you how you can pay your home off much, much quicker. And we call it the Mortgage Muncher program. And we can take years off paying your home. And banks won't tell you the secret because they don't want you to know this secret, but we'll explain it to you tomorrow night. We'll be having a poll very shortly. We'll be asking you, are you new to the club and would like more information on the club, how we operate? Would you like to know why we do it for free and how we do it for free? Also, we'll be polling, are you a member of our Property Millionaires Club? Also, we'll be asking you, would you like more information on any or all of these points that I've gone through tonight? And of course, as I said before, from this, everything we do is totally free. How do we do that? Well, real estate agents, when a property is bought, receive money. Newspapers are used to market it, or flyers or TV or whatever it might be, and the vendor pays marketing fees. So we charge exactly the same as the real estate industry does, but instead of putting it in our back pocket like they do, we put half in our back pocket so we eat, that's fine, everyone inside the club who's helping you is rewarded, but the other half goes back into our research departments, the people doing these education programs, cost of running these details, running our workshops, so that we can continue to help you. So, hope you've enjoyed tonight, and run those polls very shortly. Right, I've been advised no polls are available, but we'll use inquiries. Come back to us inquiries, send something through to inquiries at Property Club. We've all had too much Christmas spirit here, and we're getting back into the swing of it now. We'll have the poll program in and running by tomorrow night. So do me a favour if you can, send your email to inquiries@propertyclub.com.au. First question is, are you new to the club? Second question is, are you in the Property Millionaires Club? The third question is, would you like more information on the PowerPoints we've mentioned tonight? And that's it. Look at that, we've got through very quickly tonight. And tomorrow night, we'll talk to you about how you can save yourself thousands and thousands of dollars paying the banks with a secret that they don't want you to know. And that's how we've been helping our people become millionaires. We've created more millionaires in Australia than anyone else. And we've got all the names and addresses. We meet regularly. You'll come onto our workshops, you'll meet them. We meet them at our national conferences. And we have these regular get-togethers where people can talk to people who have gone before them and ask them, how was it for you? What problems did you have? How did you solve those problems? How good's the club? Is it always there for you? So, folks, hope you enjoyed tonight. My apologies for my voice and a bit of a shaky start to our first webinar, but we'll get into the groove tomorrow night, and we'll have Joe Vinko and from Sydney and Roger Galway from Melbourne joining us, and we'll go through, as I said before, how you can put thousands of dollars in your back pocket virtually every month and pay off your home loan so much quicker. So I'll catch you then. Hope you had a great night. Hope you had an even fabulouser Christmas and break. That'd be great. And I wonder if you're getting my New Year's resolution. So instead of doing one, I do 10. I'll go through 10 with you and show you how that works better than anything I've learned about accumulating wealth. The power of 10. So, okay, folks, if you're not getting my New Year's resolutions, I'm doing one a day. Again, email me at inquiries@propertyclub.com.au and we can fix you up there. So we're off to a slow and steady start to the year, but it's going to be a boom of a year. 2020 is going to be fabulous, and fabulous for property. The time is right. Interest rates are down low. Where are they going to go? Stick with us on these webinars and I'll tell you. I've been right all the time on interest rates. So the cost of owning property now has never been cheaper. The cost of being a first home buyer has never been easier. But the media aren't telling you. Oh, that's my guard dogs. I've got to go now, folks. Catch you later. Bye.